Imagine this, a drug originally created to help people manage type 2 diabetes suddenly became the hottest weight loss secret in Hollywood, and now, many claim it could be the key to living longer. Yes, I'm talking about Ozempic and other GLP-1 drugs. In the United States, a new trend is spreading rapidly. People are microdosing GLP-1 medications not to lose weight, but to supposedly slow aging and extend their lifespan. The question is, does the science actually support this, or is it just another wellness fad that might do more harm than good? Today we're going to dive deep into the hype, the hope, and the hard truths about this controversial new health craze. First, let's talk about what these drugs actually are. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1, a hormone that our bodies naturally produce to help regulate blood sugar, appetite, and digestion. Pharmaceutical companies developed GLP-1 receptor agonists, synthetic versions of this hormone, to treat diabetes. The two biggest names are Ozempic and Wegovy, both forms of semaglutide, and there's also Mounjaro, known scientifically as tirzepatide. These drugs were revolutionary for people with type 2 diabetes because they help control blood sugar, reduce appetite, and, as a side effect, lead to dramatic weight loss. Soon, celebrities and influencers began using them off-label, and they became famous as miracle weight loss injections. But here's where things take a turn. In the past year, a new wave of wellness influencers, biohackers, and even some doctors in the US have been experimenting with what they call microdosing GLP-1s. Instead of taking the full amount prescribed for diabetes or obesity, they're injecting tiny doses, much smaller than the standard, not to lose weight but to supposedly improve metabolism, reduce inflammation, and live longer. On social media you'll see people calling these drugs the anti-aging shot, claiming that they might be the next big breakthrough in longevity. The logic is simple. Excess weight is linked to many age-related diseases, GLP-1s reduce insulin resistance and inflammation, and in some animal studies they seem to improve cellular health. So if that's true, maybe they could slow down the aging process itself. It sounds incredible, but here's the catch. The science simply isn't there yet. What we do know is that GLP-1 drugs absolutely help people with diabetes manage blood sugar, lose weight, and reduce their risk of heart attack and stroke. They lower inflammation markers and improve cardiovascular health. That's proven. What's not proven is the idea that they extend human lifespan. There are no clinical trials showing that healthy people live longer if they take these drugs. Most of the so-called longevity evidence comes from studies in mice or theoretical models. And what's completely unknown is what happens if you take these drugs in tiny doses for years or even decades. Will your body adapt and stop responding? Will there be unexpected side effects? No one knows. Even experts warn that the longevity hype is moving faster than the research. And let's not ignore the risks. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation, sometimes so severe that people stop treatment. More serious risks include pancreatitis, gallbladder problems, and in animal studies, even thyroid tumors. Because these drugs reduce appetite so strongly, some patients end up eating too little, risking nutrient deficiencies. And let's remember, these drugs are still very new. Wegovy was only approved in 2021. We don't have decades of long-term safety data, so calling microdosing harmless is misleading at best. This whole trend also raises important social and ethical questions about American health culture. Why are so many people so quick to inject a drug with unknown long-term consequences instead of focusing on proven lifestyle changes like nutrition, exercise, and sleep? Part of the answer is cultural. In the US, the weight loss and anti-aging industries are worth billions of dollars, and people are willing to try almost anything for faster results. Celebrity influence adds fuel to the fire. When stars admit they're using Ozempic, the buzz spreads like wildfire. And then there's the issue of access. These drugs are incredibly expensive, often over $1,000 per month without insurance. Many people with diabetes who desperately need them can't get them, while others are buying them off-label for cosmetic or speculative purposes. So what do the experts say? Endocrinologists point out that we don't yet know if these drugs extend lifespan. Longevity doctors like Peter Attia are cautiously optimistic about the metabolic benefits, but emphasize that they are not magic bullets. And the FDA only approves these drugs for diabetes and weight management, not for longevity. In other words, the professionals are urging patience, evidence, and caution. Now here's the bigger picture. If microdosing GLP-1s isn't the proven solution for a longer life, what actually works? The answer might sound boring, but it's true. The science on real longevity habits is crystal clear. Diets rich in whole foods, fiber, and plants reduce disease risk. Regular exercise, both cardio and strength training, protects your heart, muscles, and brain. Getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night boosts cellular repair. Strong social connections are consistently linked to longer lifespans. And managing stress is critical because chronic stress accelerates cellular aging. These may not be as glamorous as an injection, but they are safe, proven, and accessible to everyone. So, can drugs like Ozempic or Wegovy help you live longer? The honest answer is that we don't know. What we do know is that they help people with serious health conditions like diabetes and obesity, and for those people, they are truly life-changing. But for healthy people chasing longevity, the science simply hasn't caught up with the hype. Be skeptical of shortcuts. Ask critical questions. And remember, true health and long life still come from the basics: how we eat, move, sleep, and connect. Now I want to hear from you. Would you consider taking a drug like Ozempic just to live longer? Do you think this is the future of medicine or just another wellness fad? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe for more deep dives into health trends, and share this with a friend who's curious about the latest wellness crazes. Thanks for watching, and remember, health isn't about hacks, it's about habits.